Yeah. So this is how the agenda of the day looks like. We'll try to understand how do you do design thinking with a particular persona and user journey in mind, right? And then we will also try to do a quick prototyping using AI so that you know how can you ship products faster and take it to your end user quickly. Um, we will also probably look at the PM interviews, how they are and what they are and how they are changing with the space and time that we have today. But before we get started, any top of mind thoughts, what design thinking is, and how do you look at design thinking? Anyone who wants to share their thought? What is design thinking? Anyone who wants to take a stab? You can raise your hand and I can, or you can type it in the chat itself. Yeah, go ahead, Satya.
Yeah. Hi. So design is basically the root or the foundation of any application platform or the product.
Mhm.
So that defines how you structurize the entire thing, starting from the requirement. We start with the research and requirement phase where we understand the entire need of the customer or the clients. Then we create a wireframe around it and have a proper UX and UI flow. Uh, Based on which the entire application is or the product has been developed
Okay,
will be
requirement
developed.
gathering, defining that, crystallizing it, converting it to a prototype, and landing it to a
Yeah.
user. Anyone else? I think Darsh says it's understanding the user, a way to make end user stick. Mhm. A way to make our end users stick to our product for longer time. Okay, anyone else?
Hello. Hi, Arun. Am I audible? This is Vishal.
Yes. Hi, Vishal. Good to see you on camera. Go ahead.
So basically, design thinking, I think it's a much one step before. For example, we have to have the customer empathy. Like, we have to take in mind that how our product will be shipped to the customer and how we can add value. So basically, I think at the starting we have to empathize with the customer. We have to think from their angle. We have to take user feedback, define personas, and then we can go into ideation phase. And after brainstorming on ideation, then we can go ahead with prototyping and then forward to the software development process.
Fantastic. I think theoretically you have called out everything right. This is the theoretical definition of what design thinking looks like. Observing the user, understanding what they want, ideating on potential solutions, and then making a quick prototype and taking it to them and getting their feedback. Thanks for sharing that. So I think that's majorly what it is. So empathize with the user. Empathize as in first try to get into the user's shoe, right? Once you are into the user's shoe, you know how the user is and what they feel. Then try to define the user and their user journey. What do they do with the product? What are the points where they struggle with? Um, Without actually thinking about what do they want. Don't go to the what do they want part immediately. First, spend as much as time that you can in understanding your user and their current journey. So think of this problem statement, right? I have to improve the user onboarding experience on airports, right? Indian airports, when you board a flight. You cannot jump to thinking what are the ways that I can improve it, what are the prototypes or what are the solutions I can build. Probably the first two steps are just ruthlessly spend time in observing different type of users on the airport. A 55-year-old couple traveling alone might have very different needs to a young bachelor who's going on a backpacking trip who's a 21-year-old, right? And a family who's carrying two young kids, 35-year-old, they will have very different needs. Now we cannot generalize it, right? We cannot say this is the solution that I'll create and this will probably work for everyone else. That's not the right approach. So defining, as Vishal said, right, defining the right persona, defining how their user journey looks like, and then probably taking their step ahead and thinking of what are all the solutions that will work for them or not. In companies, in corporates, in products, in the solutioning that you do, you'll always have a primary, a secondary, a tertiary persona in mind. right? When Uber designs its solution, when Zepto designs its solution, when Zomato designs its solution, they would always have a primary or a secondary and a tertiary persona in mind, right? Maybe they are targeting as a primary persona a 27-year-old male, uh, a bachelor who's living alone. Secondary persona might be a family of two, both working couples, 32, 33 years old, and then tertiary might be uh, someone who's a 45-year-old and a family man, right? What will not be their persona is kids who are say 5, 6, 7 year old, or maybe who adults who are 60, 65 years old, right? Once you have defined that, how do you ideate the solutions? Is it a lone product manager's job? What are the avenues that are available to you, right? How can you um, pick the right solution? How can you prioritize that? And finally, how do you make quick prototypes, take it to the user, let them validate, let you know if they are correct or not, and then come back. This is what design thinking process is. We'll follow exactly the same steps. We'll first try to empathize with the user. Now, when you empathize with the user, the best case is first try to define the user as much as you can, right? Um, since Vishal and Rishabh are the only two on camera, let's take a hypothetical problem today from any one of you. Any company that you would want to work on, or any problem, including Aditya. Thanks, Aditya, for keeping your camera on. I see few more folks are also turning their cameras on. It's good to see you on camera. So, Teja, Aditya, um, and Rishabh, Vishal, think of any company and think of any problem that you would want to solve for them. And you can come off mute, uh, tell us that problem and that company, or um, you can just type it in the chat as well. I did not want to come prepared with a problem statement, otherwise it feels tented. We really want to do it with you. You're smart folks. Most of you are from BIT, so definitely proven your caliber. Let's try to pick a problem statement. Go ahead, Aditya.
Yeah, so one of the companies that I can think of is CultFit, which is a fitness tracker company. And one of the problems that I can particularly think about with this company is user retention problem. That most of the users are they're not able to retain them, or after 1 week or 2 weeks they are offboarding the
User
platform.
retention problem for which company?
CultFit, a fitness tracker company.
CultFit. Fantastic. Amazing. Good company. I hope everyone understands CultFit, right? And the problem is also very genuine. At least I have seen every new year there is this newfound uh, energy for getting fit. कल ही ऐप बना दूंगा, परसों ही body ban jayegi, and then by 5th of Jan that just fizzles out, right? So what we'll be trying to solve today is user retention for CultFit, right? And thanks, Aditya, for sharing that. Let's get started with that. Let's try to look at what is a persona like. And if you look at a persona, um, there are multiple details. Who is a persona? Let's just read this through, right? This is a persona of person using Amazon Kindle, right? If you look at the details, first part that is mentioned here is the demographics. Demographics as in the attributes of the person that are not changing, constant. Age, location, what is their educational background, what is their job, what is the family status, probably also their earning income or spending potential. These are the things which are static about the user. They will not change. This will help us know what are the constraints or limitations that the person lives with. Most of the interviews or most of the product managers that are out there, when they talk about in the interviews or they talk about their submission, define the persona only limited to this piece. They will only define the demographics, right? Then the second part is what is their behavior around the product itself, behavioral habits. So what are the reading habits? This person is a fast paced reader. This person never lends books. She actually buys her books and she wants to keep her book. Likes hardcovers and boxed collection, wants to keep a hard copy. Uh, Whenever there is a new book from a favorite author, she wants to get them first, right? She likes to read ebooks but prefers physical copy and always finishes a book. There is no book that she has left unfinished. Loves binge reading and rereading the books that she has. if you think of all these behavioral traits, right? These behaviors are specific to the product or the company that we are working for. All these behaviors are what this user shows. In our case, when we talk of behavior, we will only talk of behavior specific to fitness and their daily routine around gymming and whatever they are doing, maybe Zumba or cult, right? So demographics was the first thing, behavior is the second thing. At this point of time, we have not gotten to what is the problem, or why do we even need to improve our product, right? That is where the third piece comes in, which is where you see her goals and frustrations. So what are her frustrations? First frustration is keeping track of different stories, or keeping track of which chapter or series or book you are reading, right? You can have bookmark, but think you are reading 3 books at a time, right? For you to keep context of, or where did I go, where did I leave, that's difficult. Forgetting a book launch date, finding space for more books, sometimes books getting impacted by termite or getting damaged in transit. These are her challenges with physical books. Another challenge with physical books is you might not have um, a very strong vocabulary when you start reading. So how do you get the meaning of those books, right? And of course, what are our goals? Discovering new books, authors to read, finding new stories, cataloging book collection. All of these is eventually pain points that we'll solve for Amazon Kindle, right? Similarly, if I just break down what things you need to have, first is your demographics, then probably what is their behavior, how do they use the product, what are their frustrations, and what are the goals, what do they want, right? Now, sometimes you also might see, and this is again a good practice, not a must have, is to define the bio of the user. Bio as in, hey, I am this. If the user were defining themselves to you, how would they define you, right? With this mindset, I'll not grill a lot on theory. I don't like doing that. Let's jump into our target persona. So let's create the persona for cult fit, right? Let's start with demographics, behavior, challenges, user needs, and pain points. One of you can come off mute and talk about it. I will type it. Others can use the chat to type any of the segments. If you're typing demography, just say demography and type things down. If you're typing the behavior, type the behavior, right?
So,
Anything.
Arun, yeah, Arun, I think mostly if we talk about demographics, it's related to users. So I think CultFit is mostly based in metropolitan or tier one cities only.
Okay,
So
lives in tier one city. Keep going.
yeah, second point I can think is it's mostly, I mean, we can segregate users, but I think for now we can take mostly people who have gone to their jobs and they find culture nearby their home. So I think mostly the age group would be from I think 22 to 30 35. I mean the majority of the users will be from this personas.
27 to 30 years.
We can
Okay, what else?
uh,
I'm also including whatever Rishabh has given to me.
yeah.
What else?
Uh, Regarding gender wise, I think mostly I mean it will be comprised of both male and female. So I don't think
Not
we
do
need to
both.
take
See, it becomes very difficult if you think of two different personas at the same time. If you have your age bracket like 27 to 35, then a 35-year-old person would think very differently from a 27-year-old. Similarly, a
yeah.
male would think very differently from a female. Never do this in your interviews or in your practice. Try to define one persona so that you can actually get into their shoes and think how they think alike.
Okay.
So, male or female, decide. It's
Yeah.
okay. I know we all want equality and we are all champions of inclusivity, but choose one.
I think we can go with male because I've seen majority of people from the male group in cult fit.
Majority of people who are also on camera are male. So let's do that. Sorry, Shakshi. Go ahead. Okay.
Uh,
Talk about the behavior.
But Arun, I have one question here.
Yeah,
I just want to know, say, like I say, 22 to 35. So basically, what I meant to say that we can have two, three groups of.
that is segmentation. And right now, I'm
Yeah.
not doing segmentation. I'm just getting you very close to a persona which you can resonate with.
Okay.
Segmentation, how do you do segmentation? How do you come to the right persona? How do you pick your primary, secondary, tertiary? All that is part of cohort. I'm not covering that right now. I'm just giving you a feel of if you have to solve this problem of retention on cult fit, one
Got
persona,
it.
primary persona, who would that be? Okay. Behavior, I think Aditya has written. Thanks, Aditya has time constraints. Okay. And keep them messy, like fitness conscious, wants to stay under a specific BMI, busy schedule, does not find time for regular workouts. What else? Ojal, we are not covering challenges so far. We are just talking, has ability to do. Okay. Good, very good, Rishabh. Um, willingness to pay a premium for advanced services, advanced physical, let's say gym exercise. What else? We have 76 other folks. Guys, keep typing. Don't be passive consumers. You would not get a lot of chances to solve with a peer group. Okay, Navya, thanks for saying that. Uh, social media savvy likes to post their progress. Okay, what are the things that they struggle with? One, I think Aditya already said, does not always find time to schedule workouts. Second, I think at peak hours there is crowd and bookings unavailable. What else?
I think it will be more related to emotional thing. It's maybe lack of motivation because at the start we pay the premium to go to have the same like, but certainly
But,
after going 1 or 2
does
months,
this fit with your persona, this lack of motivation thing?
I
Really
mean,
step into the user shoes because you cannot say both the things, and that is where you'll end up creating ambiguous solutions. Either you are saying that this user is uh, motivated but does not find time, he's very busy. He's motivated but he does not find time, or you are saying he's not motivated in general. These are very two different things, and this is the mistake that we generally do. Same persona cannot be both. Think of it. This is not messy.
Arun just want to say that the problem statement basically means that we are not able to retain the customers, correct? So
Yeah, that,
people,
see, at a point of time, just solve for one. This is where you get ambiguous. If I give a solution to a person who's not able to find time, who's tired after work and is not finding time, saying that you don't have motivation, he will never take that solution. Does that make sense? You have to know your user really well. If it is not a motivated person whose problems itself are very different, then the solutions would be totally different. Here we are saying the user is not retained because they are not able to find time.
got it.
Okay, I will take this one. Post office hours, tiredness, and inability to mm, follow inability to follow complete plan or guidance. Now look at the 1, 2, 3. Look at their demographic. Look at their behavior, and at a point of time, you know there is this person who wants to go to gym but is probably not finding time, or the gym is crowded. And if both of them are not there, then when he's trying to go, he's very tired and he's not feeling energetic. At this point of time, what would their goals be? Again, Nitin, Bhushan, I'm not taking your suggestion, because somebody who's looking for partner is a very different problem again to solve against somebody who's okay to go alone. Like, this can be your behavior where you can say prefers individual or personal workouts, does not depend on friends or partners. If you're looking for partners or motivation in that direction, then it's a totally different problem again to solve. I don't want to mix the problems and the persona here. And this is fundamentals 101 of design thinking. It does not get better than that. You are actually seeing where people get lost, because in the interview setting you might think of two parallel tracks. When you come to pain points and solution, then you are lost. Oh boss, should I be solving for partner and motivation, or should I be solving for his tiredness and he's not finding time? Right now we are only solving this one, which is the time part of it. Okay, so his goal is he is motivated to get an Instagram ready body. Fantastic. This lines up with his behavior, and it lines up with his social media savviness also. Great. What else? What are his other goals? Come on, guys, we are 72 now out of 76. Try to run your brains. Amrita Rathi should be able to go to workout and then go for work to carry tires. Fantastic. Okay, this is good one. Uh, ability to complete office work and workout without pain of carrying things. What else? Yes, great one, Manan. I think really nice one. Consistency is the dopamine, loves flexing when they are able to maintain a long workout streak. Okay, so we have done the persona now. This is how our persona looks like, right? Let us get to the second part of design thinking, which is where we'll talk about. Let's define exactly where they are struggling today. What are their points of friction, or what are their points where they are um, not able to make the next step, which is the user journey, right? So a very simple user journey looks like this. How do they get the awareness about what they want to do? Do they take it under consideration? When they're doing the consideration, what type of research are they doing? Where are they comparing? What is the user um, looking for? Once they've made the decision, right, how do they go about making the decision? Once the decision is done, do they avail the service or not? And if they have availed the service, if they like the service, do they become loyal or not? To give you an example, let's take the user journey of Airbnb. How does awareness about Airbnb come in? I want to travel. I want to travel with my partner. I want to travel with my friend. I want to travel alone, right? That is where at least awareness about what are the platforms where I can go and book my bookings. Zostel, uh, booking.com, Agoda, probably Airbnb. These are my awareness factors, right? I want to travel. This is my definitive set that I want to take into consideration. Now, what do I consider? When I take it into consideration, first thing is my trust with the platform. Do I trust Agoda? Do I trust booking.com? Do I trust Make My Trip? Do I trust Airbnb? Second is my price consideration. Is it affordable for me? Is it feasible for me? Is it affordable for me? Do I know in the area that I'm going to travel there will be good Airbnb or not? That is where I'm considering which is the most optimal one. If I'm going to a new country, assume the case of Kazakhstan. You are traveling in March in Kazakhstan, and because of Operation Sindoor and the India-Pakistan conflict, the flights flying over Pakistan are cancelled. So your flights to Kazakhstan are cancelled. Now, before traveling, you will talk to someone who you will check with which is the best platform to book the flights on. This is also a consideration, right? You're not deciding where you'll book your flights from. You'll not go ahead with booking.com or Make My Trip until you get that consideration set. Similarly, if you're traveling to, say, Meghalaya, you'll ask your friend, yeah, you went to Meghalaya, is Airbnb a good option for Meghalaya or not? Where did you get the Airbnbs from? Which are the Airbnbs that you referred? So consideration is also the user ratings and the user feedback, right? Then you go ahead and avail your service, right? You use the mobile app or you use the phone. That is what you do. Once you have booked the service, you complete your travel, you leave the rating, and that becomes again the loop for awareness for the next set of users. And if you are doing the word of mouth or social media or publishing, you become a power user for that segment, right? This is the user journey for any product. Now, if I to show you for certain products, this is what happens for Uber Eats, right? If you are hungry, first you will probably try to know what you want to eat. Do you want to eat some quick snacks which can come for quick commerce, say Zepto, Zomato, Zepto or Blinkit, or do you want a proper meal? That's your awareness that I want to eat something done. Consideration, should I order from Blinkit? Should I order from Zomato? Should I order from Swiggy? Which is giving me the lowest fees? And now consideration is also Rapido, because they have launched their own service which does not charge a cost. So financial consideration, emotional consideration, feasibility consideration, and security consideration. A lot of people directly dump when you ask them user journey, they directly jump to say, okay, the user will come onto the app, the user will log in, the user will enter their address, they will. No, that is not user journey. User journey was there before the product existed. User journey will be there after the product goes away. Shopping, grocery shopping used to happen even before Blinkit, Instamart, Big Basket came to foray. Zepto आने से पहले भी grocery shopping होती थी, right? What was the user journey at that point of time? The user journey was your mom would tell you, भाग के जा दही ले आ, right? That was the user journey. That was the consideration. And once awareness was created that curd is needed, then you would ask in your entire home, दीदी आपको कुछ चाहिए, भैया आपको कुछ चाहिए, पापा आपको कुछ चाहिए, मम्मी आपको कुछ चाहिए. That's consideration set of what all do you want to buy, right? Then you will go ahead and actually go to the nearest. This is where your decision making is happening. What was your decision consideration set? I go to one shop जहां पे मेरे को सारा आइटम मिल जाए. If you have to buy in your grocery shopping fruits and vegetables and non-perishables and consumables, all of them together, you would probably go to a supermarket. Supermarket हो सकता है 2 किलोमीटर दूर भी हो, but you will go to that place because you know कि मेरे को 4 दुकानों पे धक्के नहीं खाने पड़ेंगे. That was your decision. But if you have to buy only 2 things, say a tomato and an onion, and that can be available on the next vegetable vendor, you will go there. That was your decision set, right? And one more decision set was discount कौन देगा. मम्मी के लिए decision set क्या होता है? खराब धनिया और मिर्ची कौन दे देगा फ्री में? That was a decision set, right? Now, when you think of user journey from this workflow, most of the product managers who are not able to create fantastic products don't look at the user journey from that offline behavior. कल को अगर Zepto, Blinkit नहीं रहता है, तो भी grocery shopping तो होगी ही ना. Grocery shopping would continue to exist. There would still be an imperative of user journey, and the consideration sectors would be same. First, you will create the user awareness. Second is what are the decisions that the user will consider. Third is when the user will avail the service, how will they avail the service? Availing the service and decision service, these are the only two parts which happen on your product, which is app, mobile application and website. Awareness कैसे आती है? Notification से आती है awareness. Awareness कैसे आती है? Email campaign से आती है. Targeted news advertisements से आती है. Right? Sorry, Shruti, I'll stick to English. And I'll repeat everything that I said in Hindi, right? So even before we started grocery shopping, right? The consideration set of a user journey was your mom would tell you go and fetch curd. That is where at least awareness was created in the family that grocery shopping will now happen. Then consideration what you would ask with all your relatives, you would ask all your family members, your brother, your sister, your dad, your mom, hey, what do you want? That was your consideration. The second set of consideration was if you were going to buy something which is say vegetables, fruits, perishables, non-perishables, perishables as in milk, biscuits, and non-perishable maybe batteries and electronic items. You will probably go to a shopping mall which is 2 hours away, right? Or maybe 2 kilometers away, because you know I'll get the comfort and everything I'll be able to get in that shopping mall. But now, if you just want fruits and vegetables, you'll go to the nearest vendor. The smallest walking distance would be your consideration set. This is what user journey is. Most of the students get user journey wrong because they think user journey is only what you see in the app or the website. Log in, sign up, search, add to cart. That is not user journey. That is only this part of availing the service and making the decision. Product will never have loyalty. Loyalty of Zepto comes from it sending you that free grocery shopping. Also, what was the loyalty? Loyalty was whenever I'll go to that uncle shop, he will give me a free candy. That was loyalty. Loyalty for a mother is whenever I go to that shop, he will give me free chili and coriander. Today, what is loyalty for Zepto Blinkit? Zepto Blinkit today loyalty is they give you this bag where kids can color the drawings. How are they bringing loyalty? They are giving you free trial packs. Cashback is a loyalty creation. Yes, discount is a loyalty creation mechanism, right? So think of user journey from this lens. I hope you have gotten this entire ACDSL framework of awareness, consideration, decision, service, and loyalty. And then you talk, where is the user feeling what? If the user is feeling happy, excited, if they are above neutral, there is nothing to be solved off. But if there is something where the user is doubtful, disinterested, anxious, sad, uninformed, then those are the opportunities where you can solve the user journey. So two places that I am thinking here is awareness and service, right? Let's actually do this for our example, right? Let's go ahead and create a user journey map for Cult Fit. Let me delete this. Okay, let's so from an awareness standpoint, let's think about this. What is happening with the user when they are wanting to go to do their workout? Anyone who wants to take a stab? Okay, I think it will be easier if we first define the emotion of this. If you are someone who has now think of the problem. Problem is retention for cult, right? And who is the user? User is someone who's working in his office who has got tired by the evening and he knows that he has missed his workout. He will probably miss his workout today evening. So during this awareness phase, what is his feeling? Anyone, if you want to come off mute and type it in the chat or just speak it out. User is feeling guilty and leading. Fantastic, Aditya. Guilt, yes, amazing. So User's emotion is feeling guilty, say sad, and unable decide if they will able to make it today. Okay. What is the research that the user does? What is the consideration set that they have? Fantastic. Scared to break the stick. Great, Divyansh. What is the research that they'll do? Scared to break streak. Okay. Check social media posts. Okay. Fantastic. So what they are doing is what look at nearby gyms, check options of sports or workouts available. How are they feeling at this point? Are they feeling excited? Are they feeling anxious? Are they feeling doubtful? How are they feeling? And I'll just color code the ones which we know are potential opportunities for us.
It mostly be anxious.
Okay, so they are feeling anxious about opportunity.
And also for the user, I mean, they can also feel if there's different slots available because they would have booked at a particular slot that they're not able to go. They can look for the
They,
options
they can also have already booked slot they would want to cancel, right? That is
reschedule it.
also reschedule or cancel the slot. Now here they are sad if they have to cancel the booking. Okay, keep going. Very good. What else? Now let's consider evaluation. So they have done the research. They know what are the slots available. What can they do? How much time do they have? Now when they're evaluating, right? What are the consideration set? One of the evaluation consideration set would be, will I be able to make it, right? What else?
Mhm. They can also say if they can join any nearby.
Fantastic, Mank. Office work, will it get complete? Okay, what else?
They can also see if they have a peer group and they can play matches like football or badminton.
Again, let's not go into divergent direction. Otherwise, right now, just stay in that human's footprint. He's in office. He knows that he
Yeah,
has looked at it around his. He wants to go and do the workout, right? His
yeah.
problem is, will I be able to make it? If I make it, will my office work get completed by then or not? Right? And if it does not, then will will I have a reschedule option? And what are they feeling at this point of time? Okay, this is also a good one. Will I find trainers or at this time? Will I find trainers at this time. Worried, doubtful. Okay, fantastic. Overwhelmed. Fantastic, Rishabh. ठीक है. This is exactly what design thinking is. Now all of us at least know what the user is, where the user is. They are in office, they are struggling, they have certain problem and they want to get ahead of it, right? Let's ideate together as a group on what can be the potential solutions. And I don't want you to give me solutions like one liner, send a notification. Give me a detailed description of the solution. That one of the solution can be this, right? Let me add another slide here. So give me
Arun,
detailed solution of how would you solve this. We are just ideating the solutions. Then we'll build a prototype on this. Amazing, Amrita Rathierun. I loved the solution. I will name also this micro workouts. This is the solution that she has given. Small duration sessions rather than complete hour based to make sure some workout is done. With the flexibility to work in between and then continue the workout again. This is the beautiful part of ideating together. You see such brilliant solutions. I have short duration sessions which can users join rather than one. Same, okay. Okay, I'll take Aditya's also. Good one. Add of workout. So this is instant workout plan. You just go ahead, reach the gym, and then because you are a premium customer, we'll be providing you whatever works for you in the next 10 to 15 minutes or half an hour, whatever time you have, right? Home workout is already there. So I'm not adding that, Rishabh. Okay, one thing, Nitin, and for everyone else, remember this in your interviews. Don't burn cash because PMs don't do that. Don't say I will give discount, I will give price reductions, I will give coupons. Because see, end of the day, when you are a product manager, you are supposed to think innovative in terms of product solutions, not pricing and strategy. There'll be dedicated teams who will do pricing and strategy and marketing. You don't do pricing, marketing, strategy. Mostly it will never get prioritized for PMs if they do this. Good one. I like what Teja has written. What else? I'll just take one more solution and then we'll do.
Uh, Arun, can we have the personalized workouts like I mean, depending on the user, like we talk like at what time he's going or coming, or if we can dedicate some more time on weekends. On weekdays, we have 5 days. So if he's coming 3 days in a week, what would be the best for them to go for it? Like one day they can have yoga, one day they can have weight training, and
Right.
according
So
to that.
depending on what you have been doing in the past, recommending you something in the future, right?
Yeah, something like which will feel himself also motivated to go, and at the same point of time, he is able to complete all his workouts. Like suppose if there are seven days are there, so if he is able to go 3 4 days, like if we have seen the past history, so on the 3 days, what is the best
What is
combination?
the
Will
one?
it be a
Okay, I am taking who's this? This is fantastic again. Amrita Rathi, what do you do? What are you doing? Are you a student?
No, I'm a working professional, about 15 years of experience into testing and aspiring to become a product. So last 3 years I've been closely working with product to move towards the complete product role.
You have a fantastic product sense.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Grab the slot feature. Getting notified if any schedule is cancelled and they can opt for go for or on the go with slots which are marked as favorite by the user. So if you mark certain slots as favorites during the week, if any of that slots get available, you get notified and you can pick it on the go, right? Um, I will put this in the chat. I want 70 of you, whoever is there on the session, quickly vote which one do you want us to prototype. So micro workouts, instant workout plan, grab the next. Okay. Can you quickly react to this with emojis? Let's see which gets the highest number of votes. Uh, Kalpa, you have to react to the message that I sent. Okay. In-office workout and micro workouts are competing. Micro workout is leading. Quick, guys. We don't have all the time. We have to also get to the interview part. Whichever reaches 10 first, we will take that up. Ooh, 9, ooh, 8, 8. Nice. This is how prioritization looks like. People fight exactly like this in PM world also. Everyone will say, this is my feature, this is my feature, this is okay. In-office workout. Great. Okay. Now let's do quick prototyping. Let me stop sharing this. And I am a product manager with CultFit. I am planning to launch a new feature where employees can schedule workout ad hoc within their office space, and we will send a trainer with the minimal equipment to their office space. The users can select below time of workout, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, type of workout, boxing, Zumba, cardio, stretching, yoga, equipment needed, tips. Trainers. Give me a detailed prompt that I can use to create a prototype for this in Lovable and make sure it's consistent with the theme. Okay, in the meanwhile, it gives us the prompt. By the way, I'm using Claude for those of you who don't know this. Oh, micro workouts also got to 11. I'll share my entire window. Let me know if you're able to see it. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Amazing. So this is Lovable. This is bolt.new. We can also try it in Replit. Replit generally takes time to spin up. Okay, so it's creating our CultFit office workout scheduler. Let's give it a minute. Let can you also create a prototype for us? Let's see what it creates. Okay, while it creates this, I have PM interview questions with what is expected in generative AI. We will cover this right after this. We'll see the prototypes, but it will take some time. So Sakshi, in the meanwhile, if you just want to talk about the cohort, you can take over. We can wait for it to create the prototypes till then.
All right. Awesome. Um, okay, folks, I hope you've been enjoying the session so far, and I'm quite happy with the kind of response that you've been giving as well, being super active in the session. Just wanted to take not more than 2 to 3 minutes to share a bit about the cohort that we have as well. So this is just, sort of a very short glimpse into what you actually learn in product management. This is very specific to design that we cover today, right? And just one type of question, one type of thought process. So many of you are here. We cover a lot of concepts that you need to know as a PM in much more detail. If you don't already know, Product Space also has their own cohorts. One is for PM Fellowship and the other is for Advanced AI, right? So PM Fellowship is majorly for folks who want to transition into product management or are early PMs and want to get to the next level in their PM journey itself, right? So this is a 10-week course. We have sessions every weekends, that is Saturday, Sunday. I will share the timings as well with you. We cover projects almost every week, wherein you work on use cases like this, so that while you are learning about the cohort or the concepts, right, you're also able to build your own portfolio. And not just a portfolio wherein you have different product tear down decks. You also build a complete working MVP as a final capstone project, right? So now with AI coming in, and I think Arun will obviously take you through a lot of the different things that has been happening due to AI coming in product management as well. You do need to have your sort of own product to actually show that, okay, I'm not just sort of doing breakdown and like Arun did in this session as well, right? You do the breakdown, you do the solutioning, but then what, right? Can you take the next step? Can you take that extra mile to build a working prototype itself, right? That's where you're actually able to stand out. Okay. Now, this version that you see, or whatever is covered in the session itself, right? It is still at, I would say, level 1 or level 0 itself, right? There are a lot of more complexities that is there. You need to know how to use these things better. We will be, I think, using different types of platforms. So you need to know which platform to use when as well, right? So where you want to go in interviews, or if you're not getting that interview call, you've been just applying to different sort of roles. To get that interview call, this is what you've been missing, that you don't have anything to stand out, right? And having the knowledge of AI has become extremely important if you want to crack roles. This is one of the easier ways to get into a product role, because there are not a lot of people in market who know about AI, right? So if you learn about AI in addition to your product management skill as well, of course you are bound to stand out, right? So we've had a lot of people who have transitioned into product management from a lot of different backgrounds as well. So from marketing to HR, from, I think we've had a lot of students as well who have transitioned, BTech, MBA, all of these students as well. Okay. So it does not matter what kind of background do you have, because there is no particular degree as such that's there for product management, right? So people from all different backgrounds sort of transition to product management, and it is important that you use your background as a strength rather than a weakness. That, hey, if I'm from an HR background, right, I apply for companies in the HR tech space and get to PM roles there, right? You would be a preferred candidate there rather than other people who do not have any domain knowledge. So it depends on how smartly you use your previous experience as well. As part of the cohort, we help you with one-on-one mentorship, and our cohort size is only 60 folks at max, right? So it's not that, there are 200, 300 folks in the same batch and there is no attention that is given, etc., right? We have very limited batch size. We don't take even one student above that batch size, right? So you do get access to one-on-one mentorship. If you have any questions, you can reach out to our mentors. Additionally, if you have an interview coming up tomorrow and you want to do a prep session, a mock interview today, you can book that with us. It is not possible with any of the other platforms that you see out there, right? So we give you that level of support, because you being placed is a bigger win for us than you think, right? So we've put in so much effort, and we do definitely want that you do not, it's not that you're just doing the prep. We want you to transition into the role as well, right? It's a very, very big win for us. So we go to the extra length of helping you in every way possible to transition to that product role, right? Now, like I said, you'll also be building AI products. All the sessions are, filled with case studies, so it's not just theoretical. We do cover theoretical part, but the way you saw today, it's filled with case studies so that you have, you are accustomed with how different products are built, and you have that sort of domain knowledge of different things as well, right? While you're learning about the cohort. Okay. Next, I will come to the placement support. A lot of people are interested specifically in this. So we give you 1 year of placement support after the completion of the cohort, right? So in that, obviously you will have interview preparation in the cohort itself. We spend 1 full month only for interview preparation for different types of interviews. Okay. We will look at each of your resumes to tell you what you need to improve, what all experiences do you need to add. Additionally, if you're from another background and if you want to transition, we help you twist your resume in a way that you can showcase that, hey, I do have some sort of experience that helps me become a better product manager, right? So we do spend time on the resume refinement as well. We bring in exclusive interview opportunities because of our network with our alumni and our mentors. We're able to bring in companies who want to hire specifically from our talent pool. So you get access to that as well, right? Mentor Mocks, I already shared that if you have an interview tomorrow, you can book a call with us today and do your prep. And finally, we also have your portfolio creation completely from scratch. All right, you can go through the curriculum in detail. I will not go through this, but you can download our curriculum, right? I will share a link to our website as well, just for your reference. And you can go through all the details that we cover in the cohort, right? Additionally, there are a lot of tools, be it AI tools or the major tools that product managers use as well. Everything is covered in the cohort, right? So this was just a brief glimpse of what we covered in the cohort. I hope you will spend a bit of time just to go through what all things are there. Even if you want to do prep on your own, it's completely up to you. Just go through the segment in which we have things. If you want to do that by yourself, definitely, we don't want to force you into anything. It's completely your decision, right? You can definitely look at the proof of work as well. It's great, work that has been portrayed by our cohort members as well. So you can have a good look in this. Finally, you can obviously go have a look at our mentors. They have been in the industry for a long, long time. So they are the ones who would be mentoring you for different types of sessions, even helping you with mocks, etc. Right? Now, finally, coming to the pricing. So the cohort fee is 40,000. Currently, there is a discount of 25% that is running. So if you are interested to enroll, I would say enroll as soon as possible. This discount is going to end very soon. And you can see the discounted price already. For students, we do have specific scholarships wherein you can get the course at a much lower cost. But of course, you should be a student, and there will be an intense profile evaluation as well, just to see whether you're eligible for that scholarship or not, right? So you can click on enroll now if you're a student. We do ask whether you're a student or a working professional, and then we do your background check as well, so that we can share about the scholarship eligibility. So if the pricing seems too high for you here, we do have scholarship for students specifically, right? Awesome. That was all from my end. I will hand over to Arun, and if there are any questions, we can take that towards the end. Yeah, we'll share our contact number as well. Yes, we do have AMI. I will take these questions. I will hand over to Arun and let him continue.
Okay, yeah. Moving back, let's look at the prototypes. Somehow, I am not sure why all these tools have taken the theme of cult fit as orange and white. So if you look at this first prototype, this is Claude.ai itself. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you see, select the workout, say 30 minutes workout, continue boxing, continue. I don't need yoga mats. I need resistance band, kettlebell, boxing gloves, punching mitts. Schedule date maybe tomorrow, 12 p.m. Yoga, wellness, Zumba, dance, boxing, Sarah. Add the trainer, add your office detail, my office, say blah blah, and special instructions. Need to do late evening. Let's see. So this is done. Your entire booking is here. Similarly, if you see cult.fit on Lovable, same workflow. Choose your duration 30 minutes. Continue. Let's do Zumba this time. I need yoga mats. I need kettlebells. This is very interesting, no? Like we did not tell it the equipment. Both of them are keep taking the same equip. Like I think both of them are using Claude. Underlying Lovable is using Claude 3.5 itself. It's the same to same design that they have come up with. In fact, bold.new, I gave it that my theme is black and white, not orange and white. So it gave me a prototype black and white. Let's see. Yeah, this is more relatable. Home workout, office workouts. This is slightly different. Let's see how it looks. It's not getting. It has given me my bookings also. It has given me my profile. Pretty nice. Agnostic of you joining the cohort or not. Now, if you are applying for PM roles and if you are applying to these companies, please create prototypes using these apps. I've also given it to Firebase. This is from Google. Let's see what it publishes. I'll also share that with you. But don't just rely on vanilla, two-dimensional, paper, pen based, Figma based prototypes. Make 3D prototypes, working prototypes, connect them to basic Supabase, where you can connect that to Supabase here itself. Uh, this is your connection. You can connect it to your database. Not part of today's cohort. If you like, we can do another free session where I can cover end to end how do you build application using these tools, right? Uh, Moving on, let's go to the second part of the session. I think most of you came for that. So we'll talk about PM interview questions, right? And PM interview questions from the lens of uh, generative AI, what's changing and what's the expectation. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes,
Aditya, you have
absolutely.
your hand raised. Do you have any question? Okay. So generally, you might have known that um, there are, let me put this in presentation mode. There are 6 type of questions, right? Um, Design improvement 1, guesstimate 2, RCA 3, matrix 4, behavioral strategy 5, and go to market 6. That these are the questions, and you can read them from Decode and Conquer. But I'll quickly try to cover what's changing in each of these questions and how is the type of questions looking like. And Rishabh, Aditya, Vishal, Shankar, Teja, you guys can hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll send you this deck as well for your reference later. Thanks for keeping your cameras on, right?
Sure.
Uh, and if you look at the first type of question, right, design and improvement, first, the expectation of the question is your ability to think from user center perspective. That is what we were doing. Identify the problems, devise creative solutions. Now, what is the expectation with generative AI? Can you design experiences which are using Gen AI, not just AI? Generally, people say, I will make a recommendation algorithm using AI and ML. No. With generative AI, and how will you make it? And how can you add personalization to that? If you see some of the sample questions, how would you redesign Spotify's mobile app to better integrate AI powered music discovery? One of my favorite questions these days. Improve Google Maps navigation experience using generative AI image generation. How will you generate images while someone is driving on-prem LLM models? These are the type of questions. If you're writing in your resume, I have known generative AI, or if I'm a graduate in computer science who have learned AI and ML, these are the type of questions that you can think on looking in design and improvement. One or two of your solutions should definitely include AI enhanced user experiences, right? Let's look at the second type of question, right? Root cause analysis. This is the most trickiest one. And why this is the trickiest one? Because these questions have got the most complex with generative AI. I'll tell you why. Earlier, the use cases that we had were around analytical thinking, problem solving. You could detect the issues in the user journey. One of my favorite questions is um, Uber seeing a drop in number of ride cancellations, or increase in number of ride cancellations. There can be multiple reasons. External factor can be there was a case of women abuse in Delhi, and then it was in news and everyone stopped using Uber. That's an external factor. Internal factor was we launched a new app and now the location of the driver is not being able to detect. So that is an internal factor. There was another factor that you could have thought of was uh, riots or driver unions have together banned Uber in Goa. So if it is happening in a particular city in Goa, this is the root cause. These were root causes that generally people were able to think of. Now the root causes have become different with AI. Now the root causes is the AI model that you were using, say you were using GPT 4.1, that has stopped working. So your estimation times have gone wrong. Another is there was bias in the model that you were using for training. So luxury vehicles were given higher price, and that's why people stopped booking luxury vehicles, because the training model that was used in this always had very high prices. So now anyone who's booking an Uber XL is getting a high price. That's why user is not booking it. So you see generative AI related root cause, how they are being identified. If you again think there is another algorithmic fairness, like when someone was trying to book who was an iPhone user versus someone who's an Android user, iPhone वाले को ज़्यादा दिखाई दे रहा था, Android वाले को कम दिखाई दे रहा था. Both husband and wife are comparing against each other and they did not book because Android was showing higher price and iOS was showing lower price, and this was the algorithm bias that was there, right? So these root causes and your structures that you had for root cause analysis, right? For those who had your cameras on, when you hit me up on LinkedIn, I will also send you the that root cause analysis. And in that, try to include these new root causes.
Okay, see, the aim here is to show you how AI multiplies our efforts. Okay, what
NP, can you be on mute, please? Yeah. Thanks. And I'm amazed that you are able to hear two sessions in parallel and still able to make sense of it. You are definitely ambidextrous. Um, okay. So this is for root cause analysis. If you see certain cost type of questions, this is Netflix AI recommendation causing a 15% drop in user engagement. Amazon AI powered search is giving irrelevant results to user. How would you mitigate it? These are the newer type of questions, specifically around AI ML, right? The third type of question, which has changed the least, most minimal, is guesstimate questions. These are generally not asked at an entry level PM question, but if you are someone who's with 2 to 3 years of AI PM experience, then you can expect questions like how did you decide which AI model to use? What was the AI cost? What was the infrastructure cost? What was the platform cost? What was the per token query cost? And how did you decide which API and which model to go for? These are now guesstimate questions, which are specifically for people who are saying that I have used AI in my roles. So you don't need to worry about them. But if you uh, are applying to big tech companies, you can expect questions like this. Estimate how many queries Microsoft Copilot has every day. Earlier, there was this question, per day, how many WhatsApp chats are happening, right? And per day, how many number of Google searches are happening. Now the questions are per day, how many Copilot queries are being asked, right? Or how many number of models are getting premium subscriptions on ChatGPT every day. These are the type of questions which are market sizing guesstimate questions, right? That you might want to prepare. Then there is metric questions. Till now, metric questions were around heart framework, happiness, engagement, adoption, retention, task, I'm sure most of you have by-hearted that framework by now. Now the metrics also include new matrices, which is like model accuracy, um, latency and fairness, bias and in metrics, and then user satisfaction and trust. If you have not read, if you have not informed about AI products, how these metrics are measured, what these metrics are, what is first come, last response, last come, first response, um, usefulness, citation, all of these scores. I think what is today? It's 29th of June, right? Around 15th or 20th of June on one of these weekends, I'll do a free session on metrics for product managers in the world of generative AI. When you look at Gen AI products, what are the frameworks, what are the metrics, and what do you need to look out at? I'll try to cover examples of Netflix, GitHub Copilot, OpenAI, GPT. Try to attend that session, right? If not, I am sure Product Space will put it on their YouTube channel as well. You can take it from there also. So definitely try to. Teja, I think you just follow Product Space. I don't know if you can reach out to Sakshi. She'll let you know how you can get
I'll
in.
Yeah, I'll share our WhatsApp link wherein anyone can join and we share the updates there. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. So this metric part we will cover in that session. Generally, how you do metric questions, moving away from North Star L1, L2, hard framework, metric, counter metric to generative AI. There is this three structure pyramid that has come out now, which is very popular. I'll try to cover that. It is very good. It gives you a great understanding of how you look at AI product metrics. So you can try to cover that. Then the next set of question, sorry, is behavioral and go to market. If you look at behavioral, right, earlier the question was, tell me a situation where you were in position of conflict, how did you resolve it? Or tell me which is the product that you're proud of, what is the metric that you are moving in your product, was there any prioritization conflict that you had? Now the questions are slightly changed in how do you work with a data scientist or a ML expert, right? When you were rolling out AI product, what were the ethical consideration or responsible AI that you took consideration of, right? How does change management or how do you onboard users to an AI product? These are the behavioral questions which are coming in, right? And type of questions are, tell me a time about convincing stakeholders for controversial AI features, describe balancing user privacy versus AI personalization. Very standard questions, right? Strategy, this is the one which is again applicable to 3+ years of people who are with experience, probably who are looking at PM2s and senior PM bands. Very straightforward questions. How would you design the user experience of an AI product? आजकल सबका ही chat box होता है. Everyone is having just a chat box based experience for all AI products, right? How do you design an AI experience? Second piece is, how do you differentiate between competition like Claude, Perplexity, GPT? How do you differentiate between them? Another question is, how do you decide country-wise barriers of GDPR or data protection law of India are covered, right? These are strategy questions. People who are in
Black app. Yes, 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 yes.
I've muted the participant, sorry.
Yeah, thanks. So this is another type of strategy question, not so relevant for folks who are early in career, but very important in general for people who are 3 years and above. Look at very simple question like develop a go-to-market strategy for Netflix new AI-powered content creation. So the same question I love asking for Instagram. Instagram is having now a lot of bots which are publishing content, right? So what will be your go-to-market strategy for that? Or how would you position Spotify AI native music platform? Like people can Anuv Jain, I don't know how many of you listen to Barishe, right? He's a pathetic singer, but with auto tuner or uh, Spotify music rooms, any normal singer can also feel like Arijit Singh. How does that happen? That platform, if you have created for content creators who think they can sing and are bathroom singers but sound like professionals, how would you do a go-to-market for that, right? So that is another type of question that you might expect. So overall, these are majorly the questions that were asked, that are still being asked. I am not covering AI product management specific question because we had already done a 45-minute session on that. We had done a mock interview in the month of March. You can go to Product Space's YouTube channel and you can look at and that entire interview, how a AI product management interview looks like, AI PM role. This is for a general PM role. These questions are asked for a general PM entry level career itself, but the questions are now having a twist of generative AI, right? So I'll just run you through quickly. Design improvement, you need to have solutions which are around um, a generative AI. And then second one, if you look at root cause analysis of model failing, model becoming slower, bias detection, algorithm reasoning should be in your root cause framework. Guesstimate around infrastructure cost, setup cost, token cost, query cost of these models should be taken into consideration. Matrix question, we'll cover this in the session on 15th or 20th between that part of July. And then behavioral, how do you work with stakeholders of AI? How do you do responsible AI? How do you detect bias? How do you find the right data? And in go-to-market strategy, AI platforms that you are building, like Spotify Music Rooms platform or AI-powered content creation in Netflix, how do you take that live, right? So this is how these questions are changing. As I said, folks who were on their cameras on Aditya, Rishabh, Vishal, um, and I think a couple of more, Teja and one more person, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll send this deck to you. It'll come in handy. Um, and I think that's majorly it from the content delivery perspective. I hope you found some value. I'll stay back another 7 to 8 minutes for any question and answer and also some feedback. If you found value, if you want me to improve something, or if you want any other free session that you want to do in the future, feel free to drop in your uh, contacts. Raise your hands and we can take questions. Sakshi, if you have anything, you can also add before I take questions.
Hi Arun, this is Vidya Reddy here. I
Yeah,
posted my question over the chat window.
yeah, yeah,
While I'm speaking, I'll just run you through my question itself. See,
yeah.
today, like as we just now spoke, AI is still taking its baby steps, a little forward than baby steps. And why are the interview questions so advanced?
It is
Because clearly we do not have an AI expert or a person who can think of all or the market or the PMs. They have not yet learned thinking in terms of what are the capabilities or what are the things, what are the miracles that AI can do. So as we are still learning, trying to implement, but still I've attended interviews, and even these interview questions which you showcased a couple of minutes ago, they all sound so advanced and sometimes impossible to crack.
no, so it's not to daunt you or to scare you, but I think what you are doing here is you are underestimating the talent pool. Um, I am pretty sure people like Aditya here or the other person, I think Rishabh, right? They can answer these questions. People are spending a lot of effort, and people, I have seen portfolio of folks. So we had an opening in Microsoft. We opened it up for I think 45 minutes or so. We got 6,000 applications, and people have crazy level of AI portfolios. People are spending a lot of time in upskilling AI. People are doing a lot of upskilling on Lovable, Replit, Plot, Perplexity, LLM models, and others who are doing this, who are part of this chat. Please feel free to correct me if most of you feel that we are not upskilling and we are not informed about all of this. Uh, it's it's the need of the hour, right? People are upskilling, and those who are able to prove that in the interviews will probably take away the jobs.
Yeah, to just extend your question, can I just take 1 or 2 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead, Teja.
Yeah, so to your answer, sorry. So the one who asked this question, I am also a generative AI engineer. I am actually building long scale products. I'm not kidding. Right now, we are not learning. I agree with it. But believe me, within 1 or 1.5 years, everything is going to change a lot. And the projects that are actually working in the bigger product companies like JP Morgan and Chase, nobody knows. We were just talking about LLMs and stuff, but there are a lot more other stuff like LMS, there are a lot of things, MCPs. So it is actually changing in a very rapid way that we don't know. for now, we're just assuming that it is just we're learning, but it is not. It is actually happening in a very, very rapid pace. We need to learn it now. If not, we are going to be lost. That's for sure. Because as a generative AI engineer, my company is also struggling right now to onboard projects. There are a lot of deficiency in AI people, the people who knows about this stuff, and people have to learn this.
Knowing exactly, that is where I'm coming from. So it's still in the phase of knowing. Example, I've been a product manager for almost 7 or 8 years now. So you ask me anything related to how do you go? I'm a GRC expert, by the way. It's like governance, risk and compliance, and cybersecurity, stuff like that. So now, even the cybersecurity or the GRC platform itself is on a boom, trying to apply all the possible methodologies of generative AI. And we are also doing analysis in my own team with, vibe coding versus agentic AI.
Exactly.
I am like,
Isn't it?
agentic AI, like, why? I'm like, why the rush? Why
Because
the rush?
see, the idea
Because
is the
there is no proven track record as to, okay,
PMF,
this is gonna
PMF
work
is
this way.
established. See, the PMF is established for AI. Financial feasibility of it is not, and there is a
Exactly.
difference.
Yes.
Product market fit is established. That it is something that is productive and it is giving back to people. It is something that will come in handy. How much is the money that a company can organize, can invest, and how much would be the return on investment? Financial viability of that is not yet established. And the people who are able to establish that first, like in your case, cybersecurity or compliance. Today, if you are
Yes.
investing a annual cost of 10 million, and if you can prove that you can do it in 1 million cost, then that annual 9 million saving is your ROI.
The question is how you're going to prove. My team is like, Vidya will do that. Sorry for my outfit, like however I am. So, but my team is like, Vidya, we can, for this particular automation, like we deal with product and certain level of operational excellence as well. So for operational excellence, I completely agree. We use some generative AI thing, give some solutioning on the, payments part or anything. But when it comes to bringing in new solutions to the organization, like building something in-house, they're full on, like data driven, I agree, data driven decisions, I agree. So all those things. But trying to include something which is still on the way, not yet proven its track. So when it comes to questioning those financial nitty-gritties is where I am kind of taking a corner seat with my management when I have to do my monthly review and all that. So I'm like, at this level, how am I going to convince my team, also keep them empowered, and also include, take the approach of, going into newer prospects of AI. I totally appreciate the idea. We should change. If no change, there is nothing in the future as well. But again, when we have no proven track, when we have no proven road path of success, or anybody who's seen a success, wherein I take the example of Klarna, which is a company who in 23-24, they kind of discounted 70% of the employees and all 30% of the operations, and the remaining 70% was replaced with everything on AI. And today, the same Klarna CEO is calling back all its so-called flagship employees, please come back and work for me because I need human touch.
Awesome.
So let's just conclude as to how should I be thinking.
I'll try to answer the other two questions as well because I kind of have hard stop for other students, and then I'll come back to you. Rajdeep, I think 30 to 35 minutes in an interview is right. I think you get only 35 minutes to complete a question, and in that you have to give up your response, right? So that comes with practice. Do a lot of peer learning and peer interviews. See, asking clarifying questions, going to pain points, prioritizing pain points, doing solutions, and then delivering the solutions cannot happen in the first go in less than 30-35 minutes. It will come with practice. At least in the part of cohort, you will have another 40-45 students who you can peer interview with and practice with, right? Then practice, even if it takes, pay some experts and get at least 4 or 5 expert interviews done who are industry experts. Get those interviews done and see where your bottlenecks are. I love this channel Exponent on YouTube. They have really good questions. You can look at their interviews and replicate for yourself how much time does it take for you to solve that question, right? I'll take one more question: how to improve product design thinking or product sense, and how to identify which metrics we should look for. Two parts here. First is how do you improve product design thinking, right? I love this idea. I don't know if I have my diary around or not. Yeah, there it is. So every day, if not every day, every other day, just wake up, pick one product at random. Say tomorrow I wake up and I pick Spotify, right? During having your breakfast, think of 5 ways how would you improve Spotify. Again, during lunch, force your mind to again think of 5 more ideas how you will improve Spotify. Dinner, again, think of 5 more ideas how you will improve Spotify. By the time you get to dinner, your brain would be exhausted. You'll not be able to think of any more ideas. Having 10 ideas for one particular product is impossible. Keep doing this exercise for 2 months. Every other day, pick a random product. Today, pick Spotify. Tomorrow, pick Swiggy. Then pick Hotstar. Then pick a physical product like Ola Scooter, and keep doing this every like 15, and write down those ideas in your diary that you maintain. You will see after 2 months the number of ideas that you can throw up for product improvement and design thinking would be immense. Know the pain point and know how we would solve it. And that might be simple, but every day thinking 15 ideas is like very, very tricky. Um, if someone is in a tier three is worth doing, or I don't think MBA is a must have, especially looking at the costs that are there with an MBA today, 35-30 lakhs. I would say if you can early in your career get experience as even as an intern in PM, and then request that company basis your work, you give them a PPO and get your full-time offer, Manan, that is a better entry than only struggling for an MBA in India, because the mass and the volume that goes behind an MBA is huge, and the ROI, at least in India, I don't think it's worth it. Being an MBA myself, sorry about that, but that's a candid advice. Um, okay, I think I've answered the question.
Arun, I
Vidya,
have
anything?
one question. Arun,
Yeah, go ahead.
short
Go
question.
ahead, Vishal. Yeah,
This is Vishal.
yeah, go ahead.
So Arun, see, I'm working as a product manager since last couple of years. So I have previously worked in a public sector bank. Then I switched to product management after doing my MBA. So from the journey, like I started working, like what are the nuances of product management and all. Where I'm currently stuck in that, I don't have any personalized plan for AI product management side. So suppose I am just watching some random YouTube videos or whatever in the subscription, or I started with watching Andrew Ng learning AIs and all, but still I feel a gap. Like how can I exactly structure and how can I see value in myself? Suppose if I make a calendar and see that okay, I've done this, because every time when I watch a content, it's very random. It's in a random order. And again, watching suppose I start learning machine learning, so they'll start with Python. Doing that Python course will take me 3-4 months. Then I see that, I mean, even in interviews, they're not going to ask me all these things. So I'm not able to figure it out. What
These guys, these product space people, they also have a AI space. People who are already product managers, they also run a AI generative AI upskilling course for product managers. You can hit me up on LinkedIn. I can share the details, or you can reach out to Sakshi and Product Space. They'll share the detail. They have, I think it's one of the industry's best course that I have seen. 8 weeks of concrete learning for product managers to upskill on AI, and just look at the capstone demo days projects that these AIPM people are doing. It's just fantastic, fabulous. That can be one structured way of learning AI if you want to sign up for the cohort. If you don't, I'm not selling course or anything. If you don't want, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll give you a structured outline, and I will give you some YouTube videos that you can go and look at in that particular order, which will incrementally get you AI readiness.
So there
thanks,
are
Arun.
like, sorry to cut you. So there are things like there are two things. One is AI into the products, something like into Netflix, you're trying embed something into it, and then you have AI based products itself, something coming up, something similar to a chatbot. So like maybe ChatGPT, a sister kind of a product. So these are the two things. Like for me or most of the people who are planning transition. So how do you understand what your strengths are and where you can go better? So if you could guide something or maybe
Um,
help me.
Arun,
I'll add one more element to that. I'll add one more element to that. The third one is there are these AI tools which can make me a more productive PM.
Yeah.
So there are three. One is AI powered products. Then there are AI tools which are powering product managers, and then there are AI products, right? And your journey has to be a crawl, walk, and run approach. Crawl is you use all these AI tools and you should know how these tools work. That is the crawl part. You should learn and hands-on and just spend at least 2 hours every day on any random AI product, be it Notebook LLM, GPT, Claude, Perplexity, Lovable, Replit, Cursor, Windsurf, Popeye.pro, Slides.go. These are just coming top of my mind. This is where your crawl starts. At least for 1 month, ruthlessly every 4 hours, use these AI tools. Second is, once you've used these products, once you know how these products work, then know how AI powered products work. How does Amazon recommendation work? How does Netflix recommendation work? How does A/B testing in Amazon work? How does route optimization and ET of Uber work before you actually build it in your own company's product? See in your company, what are the products? How are they AI powered? That is the walk approach. Run is then go and build AI platform products or AI products. And this has to be incrementally done. If you don't know crawl and walk, don't go to run. Don't jump to run and say, I will edit all the hyperparameters and I will make an ChatGPT personalized assistant. No, bullshit, it will not work. You'll not be able to explain it. You'll not be able to do fine tuning. You'll not be able to do pre-training. You'll not be able to launch it to production to scale. You have to do crawl, walk, and run. And I have learned this the hard way after 2.5 years of learning. I spent my 2022 August to December only figuring out what should I be doing in AI. Can I only use GPT?
True. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Arun. I think you had a hard stop at 12:45, but you've extended
Yeah,
for 8 minutes. Thank you so much, Arun, for spending time here. I think people have loved this session, and I'm so happy to hear that as well. All right, folks. Anyone has any questions? Cool. Hope all of you have a
Thank
great
you.
and refreshing Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you. Thank you so much for the session. It's a very informative, and then Arun sir's explanation would be very nice. And then I would love to see the explore the product space. And this is my first meeting, by the way. I just wanted to note it down. Like I'm just since I'm decided to make a transition on upskilling my skills. So this is my first meeting on this product space. That would turn to be a very good one in my mind. So I'll just definitely explore, and then please do share like whatever the connecting ways that we can stay in touch with product ways for the improvement of upcoming the skills. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Venkat, for those kind words. I'm happy that you found this insightful. Folks, you can DM us on the number I've shared, and I've also shared a TopMate link if you want to schedule a proper one-on-one call with a mentor as well. So you can choose either of those, and I hope you fill the feedback form. That will help us stay motivated and bring much more good content to all of you for free as well. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Sunday. See you in our next sessions.
Thank you.
Thank you.